Today we're going to be drawing an eyeball. So let's start by drawing the outside edge of the eye. Top of the eye is typically like a gentle arch, where the bottom has a curve kind of up into like a smaller point. This is going to be like our tear duct here. Now every eye is slightly different. I'm drawing a generic eyeball, not really quite a football shape. I would say kind of more of a lemon. Now we're going to assume the nose is over here, as this is the corner of the tear duct of the eye. Now, the next part we draw is the iris. That's going to be like a big circle part, but the top of the eye cuts it off. The eyelid cuts it off. So the circle start right here, just touches the bottom of the eyeball, comes back up. That splits the white part of the eye into two parts. Let's see if I can make this a little rounder. There we go. Clean that up. Right in the center of that is the pupil. Typically right above the eye is like the eyelid, a little line here. This line can be different on every eye or you look at. So if you're looking at a specific person, make sure you check that out. And then somewhere up here from about the tip of the eye, maybe a little bit past the eye, is the eyebrow. For now, we're just going to draw an outline of it and we'll shade that in later. So now we're ready to start shading. The center, the pupil of the eyeball, well, that gets shaded in black. That's really dark. We're going to give this eye a highlight, so we're going to make another little circle over there, and that's like that reflection off the gloss of the eye. The iris of the eyeball can be a wide variety of values, from really light to really dark. So I'm just going to give it kind of a light to middle value, holding that pencil down low. I don't want to shade into that white area that is the reflection. Going in multiple directions. Turn the paper if it's easier. And then I want to blend it with a little piece of paper towel. Clean up a little bit, get that out of the white of the eye. Okay. We can get that tear duct in the corners kind of darker. If it helps, take that little piece of paper that you have, hold it into a small area so you can just get in and work on blending just a teeny little area at a time. Bigger piece of paper. So I can kind of fold that down to a little point. I can get right in there. Typically, near the nose, we're going to have some shading. It'll come up above the eye. You might see some under the eye too, a little bit of white space, and then under the eye as well. It's a pretty light gray I'm doing. Take my paper towel and blend that in. I can darken this line up. Do the eyebrow. Eyebrow is going to typically be a little bit darker than the skin. Let's blend that. Then with a very sharp pencil, you're going to go back in and draw lots and lots of little lines to give the texture of the hair. Notice the lines are all going in over direction, kind of following the contour of the eyebrow. You can have some that go up a little bit here, give it a rougher edge, and go right down to the end there. Look at that nice texture of the eyebrow. Typically around the edge of the iris, if it's a lighter color eye, it's usually a little bit darker, just around the edge. Just a little bit, not a heavy, don't go too dark there. And then you'll see maybe, and don't go too dark, you might see some lines going in towards the pupil. Sometimes they're a little bit longer, sometimes shorter. Sometimes they're just floating in the middle. They don't even touch the edge. Those are small, very small muscles, so the eye can contract and expand to let more light in. Last thing we need to do is we need to get some eyelashes. Most eyelashes are going to be from the center of the eye to the outside of the eye. Not as many towards the nose. Even less so on the bottom. Very few in here, almost none over here. They also always point away from the pupil. So eyelashes here will be pointing up, or eyelashes over here will be curling away from the pupil. I like to take my pencil, start at the base here, and kind of flick up. Eyelashes like to clump together. Again, I'm going away from that, pointing away from that pupil. By the time they're getting over here, you start to see them curl out this way. Again, they kind of like to clump up. Sometimes you see them curling down into the white section of the eye. Right? You'll see some over here, not as long, not as many. They get shorter as they get towards the corner of the eye there. On the bottom, they tend to start longer over here, but they aren't as many and definitely not as long. Again, they like to kind of clump up into little bits, and then very few, if any, over there at all. There we have a nice realistic looking